Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to thank all of our listeners from all over the world. Please do subscribe and share if you're not already. All right, let's get into it.
Hey, yo,
Silverback.
what's happening, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, bro?
Shit, same old, same old. Trying to make it through the storm, man. It's cold as hell up here.
Oh, really? Okay. Where are you at?
Yeah. Oh man, Kentucky.
Ooh. Okay, so you're getting the same kind of thing as Texas, crazy snowstorm and whatever?
Yeah, I mean, a little more brutal, but in a sense, theirs is a little more brutal because they're not used to it and they weren't prepared. But yeah,
Wow.
the cold deficit's a little more brutal up here, though. But yeah, I mean, it's yeah.
Like what kind of temperatures are you talking about? How much snow you got on the ground?
In my area, I think we got about all total about 8 to 10 inches. But I mean,
snap! So that's no joke, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of mix. So there was some ice before that, so the bottom layer is frozen, and then the top layer. So it was pretty dangerous for a while, man.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I lived I don't know if you know the Lake Tahoe area here, but that's like our ski area or whatever in California.
Right. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I lived up there for a few years, man, and once it gets over 6 inches of snow on the ground, it's no joke, man. And then if it freezes and melts, like, during the day it'll melt, then it freezes at night. Then you got that layer of ice underneath there.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't know it unless you live there, right?
Yeah, we call it black ice. Well, I'm from North Carolina.
Yeah, well, I don't like to get all racist with it or anything, but
nah, but that black ice.
I'm kidding, bro.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
No, for real, because it's not even black. It's invisible, is what it is. Right?
Exactly.
It's invisible ice.
Exactly. And you don't see it.
And then
next thing you know,
you don't see it until you're. Yeah. That's it. You don't see it, and all of a sudden you're just going, and you're like, "Wow, I'm headed right for a tree. Oh, thank God, I got traction again. Thank God."
Yep. Hell yeah.
So I want to tell one quick little story about that, and then we can kind of jump into it if you want. But So I'm getting ready to go to work. It's 5:15 in the morning or something, right? I got like a 45-minute commute, and I got to go up and over one of the biggest passes in Tahoe. And I'm in a little 4-cylinder, 2-wheel drive truck with like 600 pounds of snow in the back to try to give me some traction, right? Got chains and everything on. And I'm driving like a grandma, right? Because I'm in no hurry. I'm going to make it there, right? But I take this one little turn, dude, and I'm only at 5 miles an hour or something. And I just start sliding out, and it's on a downhill grade. And I'm going right towards this woman who's doing dishes in her kitchen sink. And I can see her, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I'm like, how long do I wait till I honk? Like, I'm coming right at you. And then finally, right before I went through her fence, I got traction and corrected. But, oh, man, I thought I was putting a hole in the side of her house, like right there and then.
That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah, dude. Better than coffee, I tell you what. I hadn't even, I was on my way to the gas station to grab my morning cup of coffee. I only needed a small coffee that morning.
Yeah. No shit. I bet.
Right? I bet. Shaking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I kind of wanted to, to talk to the people about, you got some firsthand experience. All I know is what I've researched and everything, right?
Right.
And we can go in as deep into the woods with it as you want about like your personal or whatever, or we could just talk about what we know to be true and how we've learned that and this and that, right? So I don't want to put you on the spot at all, but I want to just kind of share knowledge with people about how, we're told that we're off defending American interests, right? But what does that really mean? Are we defending the interests of you and me? Or are we defending the interests of Exxon, Shell, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, right? So, there's some really good documentaries that I've seen that kind of opened my eyes on this. one of them was by Oliver Stone. He did a 10-part miniseries on Showtime called The Untold History of the United States. And it's fantastic, based on another guy's book, but they break it down. Each episode is like an hour long, and there's 10 of them. And it kind of goes into the myth. It goes all the way back to World War II and starts breaking that down, like, maybe we didn't have to drop the atom bomb on Japan. It poses all these questions and just kind of reviews things now that we've had 30 to 50 years to look at them, and more information has come out and this and that, right? Then there's a
whole lot of
can of worms, right?
A whole lot of different avenues of discussion. For me personally, I've looked at that in different angles. Of course, it was toward the tail end of the war, and Japan didn't want to, give up, and they were still fighting. But I thought that was a bit extreme to drop not just one but two. And we could move on. We'll move on. We can go back to that, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just kind of painting a picture of of how personally I've kind of maybe been lied to about, how we were always on the right side of history, man. How we were always kind of trying to defend democracy. So that documentary series goes into it really good. There's another one called Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins. And he was a contractor that worked for the CIA. So, you could probably tell more about this. You probably know more about it than I do, but they hire contractors. So they have what's called plausible deniability, right? So that, it wasn't the CIA doing this. No. This company we hired went rogue and they were doing their own thing. But in reality, they have a plan to execute said plan for the CIA, right? But they're the fall guy that keeps the CIA safe. So he pointed out.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Well, a lot of those are false entity groups. They're not really true organizations. They're like propped up fake businesses, so to speak.
Yeah, shell companies, right?
Exactly. There you go. That's the proper term. Exactly. So, yeah, I know a little bit about a little bit, man. So, yeah.
Same. I don't claim to be an expert on nothing. I'm just curious,
Yeah, and you definitely dancing in the right direction with a lot of this stuff. But you said a key word like upholding democracy. That to me that's a real bold statement, not from you, but just in the sense of the word. What does it really mean?
Thank you.
That's right. I like to start with that. What does the word mean? And why does it mean what we think it means when it doesn't even mean what we're told?
Right. And how do we have the right to bring it to other people, like our version of it, right? If they're doing their thing over there and they're cool with it, they elected this person. What gives us the right to be like, no, you got the wrong kind of democracy?
Right. And that's a branch of imperialism. So that's like I said, man, this is one 4-hour joints right here. This is like, man, we got to break out some notepads and make notes and start drawing a tree with branches because it's a lot of shit that you're starting to unravel here. I didn't know we was gonna go into Air America on this Joker. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I appreciate what you just said because I got my pen and my dirty little paw right here, and I got a notepad right here. I'm ready for the people to bring some questions. Yeah. Man, and exactly, this could be a 4-part. We might have to do 4 talks on this because, like you said, we could go off into the woods, into the weeds on any one of these topics for an hour, right?
Well, it's such a you can't do it justice with an hour and a half talk, really, because there's so many entities that lie underneath. It's layers, man. It's layers and it's history. There's a whole lot of people, names, places, dates, times. Um, I mean, you
Yep.
can start with 1871. That might be a great date to start with, just as a starting point as to where we are as a well, quote unquote country, if you want to call it that. Um, I don't think we've been a country since that date. Prior to that date, I think we were a country after 1865, but it was for a short amount of time because we've been a corporation ever since then, owned by
Oh,
separate entities throughout Europe. So we
thank
got
you.
to
Now, I was
understand.
going to ask you. I was going to ask you what happened in 1871, but man, this is so funny. Birds of a feather, man. Because I was going to say I think of our company or of our company. I think of our
Right,
country as a corporation, as a company. So you
right.
just nailed it right there. But I'm
Well,
ignorant. What
yeah.
happened in 1871?
Well, like I said, that's a long, drawn out process, and just write down that date and don't use Google. You know what to use. You know, we
Duck,
ain't got to
duck,
keep
go.
repeating.
Yeah.
Yeah, just use that as your format, and then just pack a lunch and dive down that rabbit hole. But it's part of U.S. history. Not a lot of people want to talk about it. It's not brought up that often, but you got to dig a little bit. But you ain't got to dig that hard. One shovel scoop, and you'll be in it. So, but it is a part of history that just gets overlooked. But we're not an independent entity. We are ran by other entities that are all across the pond. Put it that way. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
so,
Um,
yeah. Well, there's 13 families. We already know this, and they're all connected between the trilateral unions and the Illuminati of the world, and this sort of thing. So they're all connected. Um, but there we go. You can start there, and then understand where the money. You know that old saying, "No, follow the money." You follow the money, then you can understand. Then we can go back to government, which is going back to the Latin. What does that mean? What does it mean? Government. What is the fucking definition? Now, we can use the alternate definition we've been given in Webster's dictionary, but when you look up the Latin, where the words actually come from and their true origin meanings, well, govern means to control. Mint still means mind in German. Okay, so you put them together, this mind control, government. It's the Latin. So that's what this is. And 20 years of working for it, you start to understand it and you understand what it is. Just like democracy, it means in the Latin, the mob rules. It doesn't mean fairness. It, does,
no, it
it
just
doesn't.
means
It doesn't
mob
mean
rules.
that at all.
The majority, the will
Exactly.
of the majority, doesn't necessarily mean it's right or fair or
Right.
just,
Right.
but it means
Right.
the majority of us want this. Damn it, that's what we get.
Right. Right. But who controls that? So we
These
can go back
six
to
companies that
ours.
spew the news at us, right? Yeah.
Right. And some great examples of that, in my opinion. One that the first glaring example of that, blaring example rather, was back in I think it was 2000. I guess it was 2000 when oh boy Al Gore ran and the hanging shard scenario in Florida where
Mm-hmm.
the governor just happened to be brothers with the other guy running. We all know the story. I mean,
Yep.
come on, man. I mean, it's not what we thought. They're gonna put who they want in position the way they want, and it's going to happen. You think your vote counts? Did it count in Florida? Come
Exactly.
on, man.
Exactly.
It's a joke.
And if you
It's a charade. It's a
and if you
facade.
do get your guy that close, then they pull some shenanigans like that at the last minute, right?
Right. Right. It's a
So
game. It's a
it's a
joke.
total game. These people are picked for us.
Yeah. Groomed. Look at Barack. Where'd he come from? He came out of nowhere. I mean,
Dude,
you
thank you
never
for
heard
saying
of
that.
this
He
guy.
came out of nowhere, never heard
Out
his
of
name before, and then
nowhere.
he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, look at this shining star. He's so eloquent. He's so well groomed. He presents so
Oh yeah.
well. He's saying all the
Yeah.
right things. Where the fuck has he been the last 20 years?"
I mean, I used to listen to NPR, not religiously. It was just that something that I did because they was. I don't know about now. I haven't listened to NPR
They
in
used to
years,
be
but
better. They used to be
I,
better.
I thought they were pretty unbiased way back when I was semi-political, when I kind of kept up with what was going on, and they gave everybody a even platform. I thought. I mean, so I listened for years and I never heard of his name. And then one day, all of a sudden, he was on saying, we're running for change. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is he? Like, I had no idea, never heard of him before. Next thing I know, he's the president. I was like,
Right.
what in the fuck? Of course, he was up in
Exactly.
Chicago, but prior to that, it was like, what? So, yeah, and that's when I really started to think really hard about, like, what is really going on? Like, this doesn't make any sense. But yeah, man, it's some
Yeah,
wild
no,
shit.
I had the same thought. Exactly. Like, where did this guy come from? Right. Because, like, Bernie Sanders, man, you've seen pictures of him going all the way back to, like, getting arrested in 1965 in civil rights protests. Right. So,
All you can track all of these guys. At least some point you've heard of them, the Mitt Romneys and what have you throughout, the
yeah,
political
you
races.
could see
And
pictures of Biden 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
yeah, yeah, even all of them. They've made their faces known somewhere on a platform throughout
Hmm.
America, somewhere fighting for some good deed somewhere somehow. We've always seen this, but Barack, I I mean, yeah, he was in Chicago, but I still never heard of the motherfucker until he ran for president. It was like,
Out of the
who
woodwork.
is this guy? Like, just come
He
on, man.
came
It's a fucking,
out of the woodwork, bro.
it's a game,
Exactly.
dude. It's a game. It's a game, man.
Absolutely. And that's a prime example of it. I voted for the guy twice, so I'm not a hate. I wanted to have hope for change, but then I got a slap in
Oh,
the face
sure.
instead. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me too. I didn't vote. I've never voted, and that's why I can say what I can say because I've never voted at all. I was going to, but something just kept telling me, something. I just didn't feel right. Something just didn't feel right about everything, and that I was like, as a black man, I was like, damn it, man, I'm gonna get out there and vote, but something just didn't sit well with me, man. I
Right
just
on.
and
And I want
now
to
looking
speak.
back
I
on
want
it,
to
I'm
speak to
glad I
that real
didn't.
quick. Yeah, and
So
I want
yeah,
to speak to that real quick because a lot of people might vote shame you for not voting, right? You threw away a vote. It's your fault that Donald Trump get into office. Right? You've heard all that, right? You've heard those people.
well,
And I
why
and
would
I
I
want to
vote?
I just
Go
want to
ahead,
call
go ahead.
bullshit on that. I just want to call bullshit on that right now. Your vote is to do with whatever you want, and that's including to not use it. You don't have
Well,
to vote. If you're not presented with a candidate that you believe in, why should you vote? And that's the issue is we're not being given anybody, right? The biggest group of voters are non-voters. 100 million people don't vote. So,
right, and there's a
yep,
reason why because those people have figured out that what the fuck for what
they're
they're gonna
fed up.
do what they're gonna do with or without my vote. Yeah.
That's it.
Remember, we are talking about the electoral college vote. The popular vote is a great thing. Oh, it's a warm and fuzzy feeling, but it really don't mean shit at the end of the day.
No,
So
no. It gives you a sticker and a warm and fuzzy feeling. And then at the end of the day, there's a boardroom somewhere where people tell you to fuck off and they decide who they want.
the hanging shard. Thank you.
Yep. So, yeah, exactly. The Electoral College is an absolute scam. The Citizens United, which allows unlimited financial donations to a political party, is a complete scam because now
Hmm.
Exxon or Apple or Amazon can basically spend unlimited amount to elect who they want. And guess
Now,
what? They're going to do
I
that for
will
somebody
say
who's passing laws that benefit them.
right, but I will say on a grassroots level, the city council, sheriff, and all these votes within the city that can be that can be hustled as well. But in general,
Yeah.
that's where your vote can really count. I would not argue that. But
Yes.
there's always corruption from within in any entity in America. Period. So I still am not all in on voting. Period, because there's always hustle game anywhere you go. That's part of American history. We tend to forget this, and we think everybody's on the up and up and they're doing the right thing. When we come to find out, they're not. 9 times out
They're
of 10,
not.
there's more scams going on in city councils all across America. I mean, Jesus Christ, let's not be naive, people. You know what I'm
Scandal
saying?
after
So
scandal after scandal. Yeah,
after
come on.
scandal all day long, and there's people buying yachts with the city's money and all this shit all over America. Just read the newspaper. Jesus Christ, it happens. It's been happening since the dawn of America. This is not a new
Yeah.
concept. Jesus Christ. So
But I
yeah,
but I agree with you that we can affect change on that local level, right? Because
yes,
it's
yes, of course,
because
of course.
in our own community, right? Be a part of
Hmm.
our community, right?
Yeah,
But you got these
sure.
families like the Koch brothers and stuff. They're dumping billions of dollars in to try to disrupt that, right? To try to put their
Yeah.
people in on local community, city council,
You donate
school
money. Hey,
board.
if I give you $800 billion to do your for your campaign, then you goddamn sure gonna push my agenda when you get up on that motherfucking platform, man. You know,
Dude, I like to
remember
think
who
I got
got you there.
integrity. I like to
Come
think
on,
I
man.
got integrity, Bo, but you flash 800 million at me, I might be the new Rush Limbaugh.
Exactly. Money
You
talks,
know,
man.
I got a
Money talks.
price. Everybody's got a price. I'm not, I'm
Yeah.
not happy to say that, that, but I'm being real. I'm being real. My life's, I'm nobody handed me nothing. If somebody offered me $1 million and they're like, all you got to do is sell out all the people that you've tried to have follow you, I'd be like, oh man, I'd have to think about that for a minute. you know?
Yeah, yeah, no
Uh,
doubt.
you know?
Exactly.
So imagine 800 million, right? So yeah, and we're talking amounts of money that are unrealistic and unfathomable to you and I, right? Like island buying type money, like Jeffrey Epstein type money, right? That's
Right,
that's
right.
the that's the level of person we're talking about right now, because none of that was his money, right? So he was playing with these people who were big players.
Right.
Somebody gave him a $72 million mansion. Who does that?
Now, but you
Who
got to remember though, if somebody gives you something of that value,
you owe them?
they now, but that's the thing. That that kind of money, if you don't look, if they're going to give you that kind of money, they can easily erase you. So
Oh, dude,
you're forced to play ball. That's the end game. It's like if I'm going to give you a house worth $70 million, that means look, you're going to play ball or you're not going to
I
exist anymore.
yeah, I
That's
own
flex.
you.
That's flex of
Straight up
muscle.
own you at that
Exactly.
point.
Exactly. Exactly. If not, I'm going to take your kids and your wife, and they're going to end up on a black market somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's how that shit goes, man. And it's you talk about the dirtiest politics in the world. We the best at it. That's why we
We're
are
the
where we
best at
are
it.
globally. That's why we run
World
shit.
worldwide gangsters. Like oh man, General Smedley Butler. I gotta pull up this quote. Have you heard of that cat, General Smedley Butler? He was
No, I
from
have not.
like World War One, I believe. Um, I'm gonna pull up an article real quick here. Um, the guy's, he was at the time he was like the most decorated Marine general. So here it is: War is a Racket, a speech and book by 1935 short book by Smedley D. Butler. Excuse me, a retired United States Marine Corps general and two-time Medal of Honor recipient. Based on his career military experience, Butler discusses how business interests commercially benefit, such as war profiteering.
Oh
And
God.
basic, and his book was War is a Racket, and he
Yeah.
said, shit, the mafia has nothing going on. They control 3 cities. He's like, I controlled 3 continents.
Right. Look, man. So when the fear machine kicked off with the war on terror, um, I was knee deep in it. Fuck that. I was waist deep in it. Um, so I've been to the darkest, deepest crevices of Afghanistan and Iraq um,
Damn.
during the height of the war on terror as an infantryman with a rifle with night vision goggles on. I've done
Wow.
all that cool guy shit. So I can speak on this as an expert. So the fear machine during that time from '01 to let's say '06 was, this huge monster that's coming out of the Middle East that's going to just take up, just kick down picket white fence in middle America and kick in your front door and kill your family while you're having dinner type mentality that was pushed through the media um, from 9/11. Okay, that's fine. They had, I guess, the right to do that. Um, but it was once you get there and get boots on the ground and you see these people, I mean, bro, it's fucking goat herders, man. These motherfuckers
Right.
got like one AK that hardly fucking work.
Right.
Goddamn rusted ass equipment. I mean, bro, it's a fucking joke. Now, yeah,
30-year-old shit that they got from Russia, right?
yeah, and they make it work. I mean, you can. Fuck, dude, we had skirmish after skirmish. I mean, hell, we got a lot of lives lost over there. I've witnessed. I don't even want to get into all that, but
Yeah.
yes, you know, the gun battles did happen. But
Mhm.
as far as that, as far as that military unit, let's call it that, putting together a campaign to assault America like Red Dawn, parachuting into America or coming by sea or coming by air is fucking null and void.
It's a
Okay,
joke,
now
right? It's a joke.
it's a, it's not even, it don't even make the cutting room floor as a joke. It's a fucking,
Thank you.
it's not even a thought. Okay, these people are so
It's an insult to our intelligence. Thank you.
dude,
Thank
they're so goddamn, they're the epitome of fucking poor. Okay, and they so poor they don't even know they poor. All right, so, bro, look. Once I seen all this shit with my eyes, and I'm like, okay, you know, you're getting these old ass Taliban guys that fought the Russians, you know, and they, you know, it's a joke, man. Now they do recruit people, hold them hostage, and make them fucking Taliban fighters and shit. So I don't even want to get into that either. But it's just the machine that we were told is, oh, it's coming. Did it ever come? Did it ever? Did it ever happen? I mean, the war on terror is pretty much over now. It was just a big fear machine. That's what we do. We pump fear into America, man. Not we, but the mass media. And it's a joke, man. It was a joke. And then you can go back to talking about the weapons of mass destruction. Did we ever find the yellow cake for uranium production to making these bombs in Iraq? Did we? Where they at?
you.
We still looking, right? That was misdirection. That's called misdirection. That whole shit was misdirection. Dude, I was flying over Iraq as they went into the berms. I was on my way. I didn't want to get in my shit, but I was like, I just come off a mission, man, and I'm like, looked up at the fucking TV. I was in a C-17, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I see like, oh, I can't remember the reporter's name. It was like Ted Koppel or Dan Rather or one of those cats. I can't remember.
Yeah.
They're like, they're crossing the berm into Iraq. I was like, whoa, huh? I said, we're going to Iraq. What the fuck? When did this happen? That's how knee deep I was in Afghanistan. I didn't even know we were going to war with Iraq. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like the Air Force guy was like, we're invading Iraq, dude. I said, so we're going to war on two different areas in the Middle East? I was like, what the fuck for? Al Qaeda is over here. Why are we going to Iraq? It was misdirection simply because we could not find Osama bin Laden. Do you remember? Remember the news. Remember the media. How
Oh yeah.
the whole time, where's Osama? Where's Osama? All you seen for fucking 3 years was where's Osama? And Bush had no answers. Nobody knew where he was. Nobody could find him. We couldn't find him. So to take that pressure off, hey, weapons of mass destruction. Oh, we got somebody trying to take over the world. Let's go after Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense. You see, it's misdirection, man. Took the pressure off of him. That's all the fuck it was.
And then we ended up grabbing all their oil.
Well, yeah, but it was just some bullshit, man. It's just another, like you said, war machine to produce money because all those motherfuckers own stock in Brown and Root, all those entities that work for the war machine, they all own stock in the shit, man. All of them.
Absolutely.
And we found that out as soldiers while we were over there. It's like, really? They own stock? Ain't that like writing your own check? How does that work? Ain't that illegal? How can you be like, what's his name? Fucking
Dick Cheney
Rumsfeld?
or Rumsfeld, either one, right?
Both of them own stock in Kellogg and Brown and Root. These subdivisions that work for the military that provide the food and the civilians that work over there. And how can you write your own check? Think about that.
Talk about a conflict of interest. You know,
exactly.
They decide to send the troops
like
off to war.
Trading. They
And
were
they
trying to change
exactly.
at a maximum. And I'm like, we were like young guys, like, ain't this illegal? How can they do that? We were like, well, we're over here. No, we can do but load another rifle and just keep rolling, man. So that's all we did. But we did our job.
Right.
And that was, we can't really question it. But it was some bullshit, man. I knew it was some bullshit then, but when you're a soldier, you just follow orders, man. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, bro. Those people in Afghanistan, bro, fucking joke, man. It's a fucking joke. You get these Al Qaeda compounds and shit, and we drop bombs on them motherfuckers. We did a lot of shit to them, but you can't kill a belief, man. We should have learned that in this place called Vietnam. But
Thank you.
But the war machine the war machine already knows that. Like you just talked about. The war machine already knows this shit. So they're like, we don't care. We know these people aren't going to give up. The Russians didn't beat them. What makes you think we're going to do it? We bombed the shit out of them. They're still there. Trust me, they're still there. But you can't eradicate an idea or a belief. Period.
That's it.
So all we did was make some other motherfuckers richer at the expense of lives, American lives. Because they don't care about those Middle Eastern lives. Don't mean shit to them. They're just like puppets to be shot down. Like who cares? Whatever. But our lives are the same, just expendable at the end of the day. So
absolutely. And then what was the trickle down from Afghanistan? Now it's the world's leading producer of heroin now, which led to escalating heroin addiction and opiate addictions rates worldwide.
Well, it had already been the world's leader for a while prior to that, but I helped burn down a whole lot of poppy fields and a whole lot of other stuff too.
Oh, sweet. That's cool. Yeah, I've never heard that. That's awesome.
Oh, man, dude, I could tell you some shit, bro. I got pictures, but I just.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
that's probably really smart. You don't want to you could get in a heap of trouble.
Yeah, we got, it's just like the old fucking the disposable cameras you could buy. It wasn't digital. Yep. It was an old shit. Yeah. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we burn them down. It wasn't a big deal. They do this shit in South America with the cocaine fields all the time, special forces. That's been going on since the 80s. But same deal. We just burn them down, whatever, and they just keep moving. So yeah, it's a lot of wild shit, man. But god damn. So yeah, man, it's just it's a great movie. Tom Cruise was in it. I think it's Lambs and Lions, something like that. Look it up, man. Tom Cruise, Lambs and Lions, or Lions and Lambs. And that is a great movie that kind of depicts what we're talking about. Just chess pieces on a board, man. Just pawns in a game. I think it came out in like 2009, maybe 10. Yeah. If you ever get a chance to watch it, check it out. It really breaks down kind of what we're talking about. I thought it did really well. Yeah.
You just reminded me of this quote I read by Henry Kissinger, right? Who was Secretary of State, I think, under Nixon. And he's one of these evil, imperialist bastards who's had a finger in a bunch of different administrations. But one of his quotes is that soldiers are just pawns in the chess game of war to be used in foreign policy.
Well, he's exactly correct. I mean, he didn't lie. He didn't make it up.
Right. But it's brutal. You're like, God damn.
That's the brutal honesty. Yes.
It's the brutal, honest truth right there.
Yeah. For sure. So
well, here we got some people in here. Welcome, people. We got Dr. Lovespell. That's a good name. Big Man Sam 93. What's up? Magnetic Mag. Juanye West. That's hilarious. Instead of Kanye, it's Juanway. Oh, that's funny. Juanway West. What's up, Juanway? Hey, Juanway West.
My dude. That's my dude.
He's the Latino Kanye. What up?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What a great name. PP Headache or PP Head. Oh, anyway. Yeah, not going to read that one. Anais, Joe Augustine, Torden Guide, DeBunny. We got some people in the house, man. Thanks, people. Should we roll through some of these messages?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead. It's your show, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it.
You want to hit one?
Oh, man, I can't even see my screen right now. I'm still trying to get it to pop up. I've been having this problem the past couple shows, man. It won't show
Oh
the
shit, no
like it's
worries.
like on the old screen. Yeah, I'm still working on it. That's why I've been like jumping
Okay,
back and forth.
no problem, no problem. I got it. I'm gonna pop a bubble right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I always say that the etymology of the word democratic means demonic rulership. But yeah, you're
Boom.
not that far off the mark with it. And yes, I totally agree regarding the Act of 1871. Because see, everybody thinks that we're all under the organic 1776 Constitution, but we're not.
Nope.
We have been under the 1871, the Act of 1871. This is why we're all under a debt slave system, and that United States being the corporation, the 50 states basically being subsidiaries of that company. So that, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I totally see where y'all are headed with this.
Yeah, no doubt. Who was that? Who
Boom.
was that speaking? I can't see
Lady
the name. Who
Bomber.
was that?
Lady
Lady
Bomber.
Bomber. Boom, dropping some bombs. Yeah, demonic rule, but
Like
demos
that.
Demos is rule. Not rule. Demos is mob. It means group demonstration. Demos, but but it's still you could say demonic rulership for sure, no doubt. But I love, yeah. I hear you all the time, Lady Bomber. You be sharp as a razor blade on your shit. You exactly right. I totally agree with you. So yes, yes, and thank you. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna pop
1871.
another
That's what
one,
I'm saying.
and she reminded
People
me
don't
of.
know.
So I looked
That's what
up
I'm
the
saying.
1871
Yeah.
Act, and it's amazing. People look this up. Don't look it up on Google because you will be followed. Look it up on DuckDuckGo. But it's amazing. The Act of 1871, two constitutions, corporate America. 1871 Act, making DC a corporation.
I
The
told
Third
you, man. That's
Enforcement Act, the
what.
Organic Act of Deception, the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871. The United States is a corporation. Ku Klux Klan is being used in this latest. Oh my God! It's
See,
it's
it's
it,
not.
it
Let me say this. Let me say this. It's just like Christianity. It's not what you thought it was.
Yeah, straight up.
The
But that
United States
rabbit hole
is
goes
not.
deep, man.
It is not.
Wow.
It is not what you thought it was. Until you look up the etymology and the origins of key words and institutions, you don't know what you're dealing with, people.
Mm-hmm.
And we take
That's
it.
it.
We take it for granted. But once these things were taken and molested and giving new alternate definitions for key words, we think it means one thing because we've been told for 400 years or 1,000 years that it means this. Because that's an
Mm-hmm.
alternate definition, a new alternate definition to support their religious and or political belief system. But that's not where the word came from. So we got to remember the people that run every damn thing, they are pedophiles. They do drink blood and adrenochrome and all of these sorts of things. So why the hell would you think that they're holy or they're going to tell you the up and up and be straight up about anything? You've been lied to since day fucking one. So why
That's
all of
right.
a sudden they're going to start? Why all of a fucking sudden are they going to start telling the truth? That's why I don't fucking vote. People, why? Good goddamn. Let's look at fucking history for 2 seconds and go back to the very beginning and come forward to where we are now. And every time they do a political thing and they do little debates on TV, and every 4 years they get it and talk, it's the same fucking rhetoric every time. It's like stuffed suit puppetry, and it's the same jargon thrown back and forth. And we buy into this scenario and this game, this charade, and this is my guy. I'm gonna vote for him. But motherfucker, it's the same shit as last 4 years. It's just a different name, different guy, but it's the same person on the inside. Nothing's changed. Where's
Yep.
the change? The problem still exists from 20 years prior. Where is the fucking change? At the end of the day, it's all about making money. It's all about keeping the economy going. Because if this economy crashes, we are all fucked. This country this country. I use that word loosely. This corporation is a money-making machine for other entities. Period. And I give you another example of this. If we give a damn about the people of this country, we really gave a damn. Like truly, If it was like, man, we got to take care of every American and make sure that they are, man, damn it, we got to make sure they're eating, we got to make sure they got a home to live in, the homeless kids, the homeless situation, the drug addicts, whatever the situation is, all the negative shit in America that we got programs for, and we got volunteer work for, and people are asking for donations for. Well, how about this shit? We give out fucking trillions of dollars to nations all around the globe.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up.
So if we took a fraction of that and addressed some of our grassroots issues, think about how better your money-making machine corporation could work for you instead of giving it to other countries. But
That's it.
But that shows how much how much they truly care. Because if they really
Yep.
gave a fuck, they would be like, well, damn it, you know what? We're gonna fix the orphanage problem. We're gonna fix the homeless problem. God damn, we give Egypt 86 billion annually. For what?
We're gonna fix the mental health problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna come correct and offer care for our veterans. Oh my God, any and all of these things. We're gonna fix the water in Flint.
Pick one. Pick one. It doesn't matter.
You know?
Pick one. It doesn't matter. But my point is, if they cared so much, why do you gotta have insurance to go see the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
But we give 86 billion to Egypt every year.
Yeah, we just gave Thank you. We just gave Israel $4 billion in federal aid and foreign aid. They have free education and free health care.
But if you break your leg and you ain't got no insurance, well, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're gonna have to figure it out on your own. I don't know what to tell you. I guess move to Israel or go to Canada. I don't know what to tell you.
That's it. Well, and here's a story.
And you're a brave American, and we love you.
Yeah. And we want you to fucking be patriotic and not question what we say and support our troops, except for when they ask for health care or mental counseling. Support our troops when they're getting shipped off to war, but fuck them when they come back. Right? That's what that bumper sticker means to me, because that's what our government does.
They've done a great job. They've done a great job from what it used to be, and things are getting better. But
good.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, still yet, we give there's so much monies that are disseminated all across the globe. When we have look, how the fuck you gonna go clean up your neighbor's backyard when your backyard is in shambles? It makes zero fucking sense. It makes zero fucking sense. But we're gonna tell you how to run your backyard and then go help you to do it. But we're gonna act like our backyard is pristine and there's slaughters and blood and every damn thing in our backyard, but we act like, oh, it's clean as fuck. And we have this holier than thou attitude toward the globe.
Oh, that's it, dude. Our backyard's full of hypodermic needles, homeless camps, alcoholics, drug abuse, pedophiles,
devil worshiping motherfuckers, and all kind of wild shit.
Dying children. Our backyard's got all this going on in it.
Yeah.
Looks like a freaking refugee camp, but we're gonna give money to somebody else to help them out.
Yeah, instead of attacking, things like what I just talked about. Why ain't there a huge campaign on ridding pedophilia in America? Instead, we got damn, this dude just fucking one of my partners within UPC, brought to light for me. I didn't even know it existed, but cannibal clubs. I mean, I've heard of this sort of thing, but I didn't know they actually existed. You can go dine on human flesh in New York and LA restaurants.
Yeah, no, I've heard about this. Yeah. I
mean, it's just like, are you fucking serious? But we're giving money out all around the world. Like, but this is cool over here. I guess it's freedom. I don't know, but it just shows how sick this nation, and we talk shit about other nations, but we eating people, man, and it's cool. Pass the grateful farm, please.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Can I get some fries with that?
Yeah.
Oh man, True Dab God posted this picture the other day. It was maybe a week or two ago actually, and it was this package of meat, and it looks like they fucked up the label, and it says human meat.
No, that's real.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. I don't think
That's
I
real.
think they're getting us ready for it, dude. I mean, homeless burgers coming soon to a grocery store near you, right?
Yeah, that's real, dog. It's not. It's in our face, man. That's been in our face for a long time. Just like you know, a lot of the other things I talk about within the government and Christianity, and that's a whole. We're not on that topic, but it's in your face, and people just can't see through the glitter. The glitter's too
Yep.
shiny. People can't see through the glitter, but yeah.
Well, let's see what people
Yeah,
got to say. We got some more
Yeah,
messages here.
Well, Obama was like one of the youngest presidents like ever, so.
Mr. Bam.
Mr.
Yeah,
Bam,
he
I
was.
heard
Well,
him.
Clinton was pretty young too, and I had high hopes for Clinton, but he sold us out. He did NAFTA. You know, the 1994 crime bill. You know, Clinton was a total two-face, and Obama did the
But
same thing. You know, he talked a
well,
real good
JFK,
game coming in, and then he didn't do. You know, he did all kinds of
JFK,
shady shit once he was in.
JFK was pretty young too, right?
What's that? Oh, JFK was really young. Yeah. I think
But
he
you knew
might have
who he
even
was.
been younger.
But you heard of him before he ran.
Right. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's the
That
weird
was my
thing about
point.
Obama is that he just came out of nowhere.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, young. There's been young people that's done things in the government, but this guy was literally just manifested, and boom, here you go, packaged up, ready to go.
Yep. JFK was 46 years old when he was president.
So,
And Obama was 59.
mhm.
Wait, no. Okay, so yeah, Obama was 42 when he was inaugurated.
Well, that's still pretty young, but still, man,
Yeah.
I never heard of him. Nobody did. I'm not
Yeah.
the only person that's ever said that.
Yeah.
Jesus, we
No.
didn't know who the hell he was.
And that was
Shit,
our
people
point
were like,
is that we
who
just
was
hadn't
he?
heard who. Yeah, and that was our point, is not that you couldn't be a legit politician at that age, but like
Right.
you would be,
Yeah.
people would have seen you on when you're coming up, right? You're going to be out
Yeah.
there and making public speeches. You're going to be at city council meetings. You're going to be, you're going to be on
Yeah.
C-SPAN and stuff.
Something.
This cat just blew up out of nowhere and became president. Like, that's rare. Like, kind of like Clinton. Clinton comes out of nowhere, out of freaking
Well, Clinton was
Arkansas.
I mean, yeah, Arkansas, but he still, I mean, that was
At least he was a governor, right?
man. Right. I mean, I don't know, man. All I know is, in my eyes, they all equal pieces of shit, to the left
Yep.
and to the right.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
don't vote. I don't fuck with none of them, because I always say pick your poison, because they all pieces of shit, man. Like, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. Well, you really don't even know the history between both parties, because they both actually flip flopped. What year was it they flip flopped? What era was that?
I can't remember, but they absolutely did. They both became what the other party was. Yeah.
Right. I can't remember when that was, because when you got to look back in history,
Greetings, fellow Earthlings, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. We're going to continue this topic tomorrow, so please tune in at the same time. And remember, if you dig what I'm doing, please do share with friends.